Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good, before we jump back at code, let's see if I need to look at some reviews or so. No. Let me take a look at this one here again. And then maybe we can also... Wasn't this already merged? I thought this was already merged. This here. X for version. X for version. Yeah. X for version equals version. Okay. Okay. So the hero count is expert here, yeah. And if it's smaller version 2, then it's being restored here, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, let me remove this here. So, hero units contained, X for version. Yeah, this one should... Well, actually, it's already documented by this here, so I think we can skip on that. Okay. Yeah. Hero units contained. Yeah, I think this looks good. Get hero units contained. Larger 0, true. Okay. It's a bit unfortunate that we have to add this XFAR version here in the open contain module. Okay, it's already big anyway. Okay, I can't see any fault here. It looks correct. No. It looks correct. The only thing that maybe this one should clarify that this one was added in 0 hour. But on the other hand, it will be, we can rephrase this later when we merge the code. It doesn't matter much now. Good. Yeah. Let's look through it one more time. So this looks good. 1, 2, X for version larger than 2, X for this. Otherwise, load post process, X for version smaller 2, and then it figures out how many hero units are in there. Okay. Use cached hero count. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. Makes sense. Here it has a different version. That's fine. Blah 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 blah. Hero units contained. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, then looks good. Okay, let's look at this one. Why is the command ID field deducted? It's just to match the original net packet fill buffer with progress message. There's no command ID where no command ID is actually written. The structure includes command ID field for consistency with other pack types, but this particular message doesn't use it on the wire for whatever reason. If it's a bug, want to leave it to do. Yes, can put a to do unless you make a follow-up with a fix anyway. Or can also create issue reports. Net packet chat commands, how do they relate to each other? I think they were created thinking they would be useful for representing the fixed header portion of variable length packets, but they ended up not using them. Removed them to clean up the dead code. Okay, so he removed these. Okay, he removed all the header ones. Yeah. Variable file. Okay, so what I notice now is that these structs here maybe preserve these comments, these fixed and variable fields comments that existed previously. The other structs have them too. Yeah, so basically here he now lost the information about these fixed fields and the variable fields, right? It's now missing here. Yeah. Perhaps data header field. Perhaps document these 5 structs like so. So we take this guy and then we put this here, and then we take this here, and then say file command header. No, we say structs, packed struct, fixed fields. Yeah, fixed fields, this, and then so it is type relay player ID. Like this, CPP. Here I wonder, is this order correct? Command ID comes before data header. Command ID comes before data header. After, I mean. Comes after data header. I would expect that the data header is always last, because then afterwards the data stuff comes, right? The null terminated file name and file data length, file data, right? So I would expect that the command ID comes before that. Let's take a look at the other guys. So here he removed some vote commands. Yeah, so data header here is before these guys. Vote. Chat, what about chat? Here's chat. That data header is also... Data header is also not last here. Let me, command ID. Maybe command ID is part of data. But then why is this? But here command ID is before data header. Command ID comes after data header. Is this correct? It's strange that sometimes it comes before and sometimes after. But maybe it is right. Yeah, it would require like looking. Okay, so disconnect chat. What about this one? It's here. So this one looks logical here to me. File commands. This one. Yeah, this one I already commented here. And here we have a file announce. This one. Yeah, here we have the same stuff again. Data. So here command ID is before data header, and here it comes after data header again. And here it comes before data header. That's weird. Yeah, again. Is this order correct? So here it comes before. So it comes mostly before, except here and here. No, here's correct. Here's also correct. Yeah, and here, so there's 3 structs where it comes after, as far as I can see, which is weird, right? Like you would expect that it's consistent with the layout of these things, but yeah, maybe they mixed it up, right? It's possible. Good. What else can we say about this? So he removed these guys. Net packets, game header. Variable fields. Okay. Then let's submit this. Is the pull description still up to date? Up to date. Okay. Okay. Good. Then this one I think is ready to match. AI update. So here we can say AI update, invalidate current doser, and worker build task if the target scaffold no longer exists. Okay. Last week. Curious why it says last week. Didn't we put that comment? This was 18 hours ago. Okay, I don't understand the timing here. Like, why is this commit timed as last week? That doesn't make sense. Like, this comment was 18 hours ago, so this commit can't be from last week. Yeah. Strange. Well, okay, but this one current does not work. Squash and match. I think we can remove this word here. Invalidate. Build. Invalidate build task of doses and workers. Doses and workers. Invalidate build task of doses and workers if the target scaffold no longer exists. The assigned target scaffold. Validate build task of doses and workers if the assigned target scaffold no longer exists. validate build task of doses and workers. Okay. Okay, cool. All hitboxes in the games are spheres. Even the hitboxes for buildings. The hitboxes for buildings need to be rectangles. Geometry info. Geometry is assumed to fit in a single partition cell. Major radius, minor radius. Okay, good. Then let's get back to code. Before we continue here with this code, I was thinking that maybe we can already open pull request for 2 of the height map fixes, which was here, the dynamic lights, and this one here, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we can merge this one here. I may stash this. Then I go to main branch. Then we check out this. No, we cherry pick this commit. Then we can delete this branch here. Okay, and then we do bug fix. Height map. Disable old UV adjustment for cliffs. Oh shit, now I added this to main branch. Oh boy. Disable fix UV adjustment for cliffs. Good. Then we go back to main branch. And we go back to here. Reset current branch to here, hard. There we go. Then we go back in here. And then save it out. Okay. So we have this change, and then the other one. The other one is fix dynamic terrain lights. Fix dynamic terrain lights. This one is this one here. Cherry pick. There we go. Updates the diffuse color values of the vertices as affected by the dynamic lights. Okay, I think that's it. So that's bug fix, height map, fix dynamic lights on terrain. Dynamic lights on terrain. Okay. Then let's push these guys. Let me look at that one more time. So this one is that, okay. We should probably also get a picture of the bugged terrain. change disables the old UV adjustment for cliffs. I suspect what was the name of the author again? John Alquist. Forgot to disable. I'm placing the new code above it. Okay, so this is bug minor performance. Okay. This change disables the old UV adjustment for cliffs. Pressing the new code above it. There was a discussion here previously, yesterday. Yeah, so this guy called Peckerman was noting that he does not agree with new features being disabled by default. But so he complained that we default disabled the money per minute display so that the user cannot enable it if the game mod author has it disabled in the game data ini, right? So that a mod or a patch can control whether the players can enable the feature, yeah. And yeah, so basically, it's up to the patch or mod publisher to decide this. It's not. So the publisher has a way to gate this feature, yeah. Because the original game doesn't have this, right? So you can argue that, yeah, for preservation reasons, to have a pure game experience, you just don't have this feature, right? To show the money per minute display in game as a player. It still works as an observer, but not as a player, right? Because it gives some additional information. Whether that's very useful or not, that's another question. But, you know, the publisher can decide. And he disagrees with that. But it's not for us to make the decision whether publishers want to have it enabled or not. So every publisher can make his own decision. And players will flock to whatever distribution they like best, right? So if the players demand, hey, we want this, and then the mod enables this, and then the players will use that mod because that feature is enabled there, then the players essentially vote for what is allowed to be used and what not, right? And then this way developers don't have to make this decision, at least not us developers, but some other developers or any player who wants to create a custom version for his friends or whatever, right? So like anyone can make his own version with custom setups, right? Like which has always been the case anyway, right? Yeah. And I don't think there's anything to disagree here with. Like, it's not for us to make the final call. If the change is controversial, then it's perfectly fine to let the each individual publisher decide whether they want a certain feature or not. And this accounts for any kind of feature. So it's not just this kind of thing, but it could be any kind of feature. Okay, let me take a screenshot of this. So this is the bug with the cliffs here. This. Take a screenshot of that. So then we take that screenshot, documents, data, data, no, it's Gentoo images. Broken cliffs caused by old code. Fixes ugly UV mapping on cliffs. Okay, so there's that. Then let's get to the next bunch, which is this one. In this change, maybe we can. When was this created? Fix dynamic lights on terrain. Fix dynamic lights. Fix dynamic lights. Fix dynamic. $15.12. Dynamic light. So that was 15th, 12, 2025. So I think we still have a screenshot of that here. Yeah. I think this works here. Okay, then we just take this, push it. This change fixes the dynamic lights on terrain. The coordinate bounds were calculated incorrectly. Bug minor. I think there's also an issue report for this. Lights. Terrain. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know if it fixes that. It's similar though. I may see if that issue still happens. So the map is this one. So the issue was reproduced with a sentry drone, okay. But it probably doesn't matter. So we go here to the road. Okay. Huh. Okay. Huh. It's surprising though that this was visible there to begin with, right? Which road is this? There's some cross section. Must be this here. But it's rotated like this. Yeah. No, it's not that. Wait, where is it? Maybe this? Ah, it could be this. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, I assume that is fixed. Can't reproduce it. Okay. Let's just assume it's fixed, okay? Fixes that. Causing which caused dynamic lights to not draw at all or become stuck in certain situations. Give him area. In at all within a viewed area or become stuck in certain situations. No, so I will just add this here. This here. Some vehicles do not emit dynamic lights. Some vehicle types. I'm stuck under some conditions. Good, I think that's fine. Get draw arc minus border size inline. Get draw width. Okay. Dynamic lights with fixed dynamic lights. Terrain. Okay, cool. Okay, let me take a look at this guy here. In the meantime, we can also stop the debugging and go back to fix camera, stash pop. And compile again. Good. So what do we have here? Currently, each template thing gets assigned a unique ID, but the ID is not reset after each map. This can cause mismatches when playing a multiplayer match after having loaded a custom map or custom shell map that generates template things. Need to check if relying on the hash map size is possible. It's equivalent to reserve, so that's not an issue here. Replicate in generals. Not 0. Then he sets it to 0. I'm setting to 0 so that next temp ID is equal to the size of m template hash map. Next temp ID. Any reason the AI guy, AI author, noted not 0? That looks a bit suspicious. Okay, it's a small change, so that's good. Okay, because he does a pre-increment. Okay. Okay, well then. Outdated. Avoid mismatches by making next template ID unique for a single match instead of unique since game launch. Avoid mismatches by making next template ID unique for a single match instead of unique since game launch. Making next template ID unique for a single match instead of unique since game launch. Okay. First template. It sounds promising, yeah, and logical, so that whenever we launch a fresh map, the ID count starts always at the same value, the one that the game was initialized with after loading all the static ini files. Yeah. Next template ID is unexpected. Not next T. Avoid mismatches by making next template ID unique for a single match. Yeah. Setting this to 0 so that next template ID is equal to the size. equal to the size. Equal to the size. Yeah. Template hash map dot size. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Avoid mismatches by making next template ID unique for a single match. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it expects that this template hash map is always it's basically expected to be immutable. That's what this assert is asserting here. Yeah. First template. First. Is this next template ID? Is this static? Probably not. Next template ID. Not 0. Oh boy. So first template and get template ID equals this size. First template. So first template, what is this? Think template. Get template ID. First template. Head of linked list. Maybe this can here be simplified to just assign this ID, because both values are the same. Perhaps simplify to template ID. This is a bit. This makes. This makes a bit counterintuitive. It no longer is. It no longer represents next template ID, but it no longer represents the next template ID, but the last assigned template ID except when 0. I suggest keep EA style and use to get the next ID. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know why this was necessary here, this step. It changes the meaning of this. I don't think it's necessary. I wouldn't change the way EA has written this. Like, this makes sense that this one represents the next template ID, because that's the name of it. Yeah. Oh, nice find. Issue description. It's logical. Okay. Command ID comes after data header. Size of, yeah, okay. Okay. Data header. Relay. Data header. Okay, so this one was changed. Okay, so he did actually change it. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's quite a bit worrying that there's so much stuff still changed here. But okay. Command packed structs. Okay, this one is resolved. Okay, good. Well, is it correct now? I don't know. Let's look over it again and see if we can find anything else that looks suspicious. Okay, this looks very, very simple, very nice. Yeah, I like that. This looks good to me. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Then let's check the data I have. Yeah, is here at the end. Yep. That all makes sense. Data header. Yeah. Okay, this looks all logical here to me. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I can't see any fault anymore. I'm unable to see any simple faults anymore. This review this review highlighted why AI generated code is awful. It took many review passes to correct all the nonsense it had generated. So it can be awful. We need more high quality. We need more high quality changes to reduce strain on review, on the review process. Illustrated. Good. I don't see any simple faults. Yeah, this review took so much. 141 comments. It's not even that big of a change, right? It's just that, yeah, you start with some AI generated change and then you just keep on fixing it forever because there's just so much nonsense in there. That's a danger. Like you can ask AI to generate all this code, but will it be good, high quality code? That's the question. Most likely not. It will just generate something to satisfy the prompt, but it won't engineer it to a certain degree where it's human readable, human maintainable, correct in all sorts of directions. It will just do something to satisfy the prompt. And if the prompt is like not describing the full picture of that thing, then yeah, the code will do something, but maybe not everything that we needed to do, right? With all the intricacies that are surrounding this particular code. And with networking, it's really critical to not make any deviations, not make any mistakes. And I would say using AI for networking at this stage is a mistake. Yeah, you want exact 100% correct changes. You don't want, the thing is, AI makes guesses. It's noisy. AI is inexact, which is great for like pictures, right? Where you can, forgive some errors in the image generation. But it's bad for programs because you need to be exact in programs. Yeah. Programming needs to be 100% correct, or at least close to 100%. It's probably never 100% correct, like there will always be bugs, but like we need to have the aspiration to not add slop to the code base. Only professionally crafted changes that make it factually better. Yeah. That I should have been after fixed. Okay. Good. So back to our code here. How about we do a stash, then we do a rebase with squash, hopefully without problems. Yeah. Okay, stash pop. Good. Good. So the goal right now is to get rid of the full update stuff, but this can be very tricky. Yeah, can be very tricky. Update block. Update block. Need full update. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we don't do it then. I don't know. Need full update. Yeah. Okay, but maybe what we can already do is this change here with the oversizing. Let me see. Or if there's anything else to do. Oversized terrain. Yeah, let's look at the... Ah, shit. We still need to... Yeah. 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 What did we do here? Camera above ground. I can't remember why this was commented. Only adjust if we are too close or too far. Not is camera above ground. Or not. Adjust zoom when scrolling. Is scrolling and not is camera above ground. Scrolling too fast. Not is too fast. Not is within height constraints. Not is camera above ground. Ah, this was just for testing. I see. I'm still not sure what we do about the vertex buffer thing. Yeah, the vertex buffer. Vertex buffer. Yeah. The full updates. Need full update. Bridge buffer, do full updates. Need full update. Update center. Update this. True, the camera moved and we may need to recalculate visibility. Update this. Do full update. Update center. Anything change? Cults the bridges, marking the visible flag. Update this. Cull camera. Does need full updates. Update terrain. Is this the only place that calls it? Nope. There are multiple. There's one here on set camera transform. Update view. Well, let's remove this one here as well. Then we also remove this. full update. So I'm not sure what to do about this guy here. I think we can move this up here. Need full updates. Jesus. Full update. I'm not sure about this guy here. Bridge buffer. Do full updates. So the bridge buffer, update center, camera. Anything changed? Returns true, visibility changed. I don't know if this update here is needed or not. It's a question mark. Yeah. Good. So the problem we have right now is we need to update block. We still don't have a full understanding of height map, flat base height map. Was it flat height map? No. Where is it? Base height map. I don't recall where this shit is. Okay, where's the code again for the vertex buffer? It was vertex format, right? Vertex formats. Here, somewhere here, this one. There we go, in height map, okay. So, can we make this guy cover the whole map? Entirety of the map? That's a question I have now. If yes, then this could be good. Vertex buffer backup. P data. Vertex buffer backup. Num vertex. So right now this stuff here is created here. Num vertex 4096. Vertex for tires. Num vertex. Why is this 4K? 32 grids. Tiles of side length 32 times 2. So 64 times 64. It's 4096. Vertex buffer tiles. Dimension of array containing all the vertex buffers. Number of vertex buffers needed to hold current map. First round dimensions to next multiple, since that's our block size. Write the following codes without, write the following C++ code without loops. Seal x minus 1 divided by L. Loop free, branch free. Is that true, yeah? Let's see. Let's put a breakpoint in here. So this one is 4 and this is 4. This is 4 and this is 4. Okay, that seems right. Let's load a map. Put a breakpoint here. Lower this. So this is now 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay, seems to be right. 257 plus this minus 2 divided by this. Plus 1 x j smaller y. It appears to give the same results, so I guess that's fine. X plus that x. Y minus 2 though. Increments. It always counts at least one tile. X minus 1 divided by L. Okay, but then why is there minus 2 then? I mean, the result is correct, so, but why minus 2? If here it says... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Maybe because it adds this. X minus 2. X minus 1 divided by this. Okay, so I suspect this 1 minus 1 is this one, and the other one is the seal. Minus 1. So two times minus 1. Yeah. It always counts at least one time. Huh? Okay. Well, we get this, the correct result here, I guess. So that's good. 257. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure why this is correct though. It would be good to understand this properly to make sure this is correct. So we start iterating at 33 essentially. 33. And here we do we start at 1. Yeah. So we always have this, and then okay, so this I think I understand, because we start at 1. That's what this does. Yeah. So this 1 here refers to this plus this. Yeah. And then the minus 2, that refers to this one starting plus 1. I guess. Minus 1. And the other minus 1, what was that from again? I forgot. From the ceiling. X minus 1. X minus 1. such that y minus 2 as opposed to minus 1. Minus 2 is not arbitrary, it comes directly from the plus 1 in your loop starting value. This one, yeah? Counts how many values of L plus 1. Yeah. Strictly less than x. Subtract 1 from both sides. 1 from both sides. X minus... Yeah, okay. The number of valid k values is... So divide by 0, and k is x minus 1 divided by L. But then y CL. Subtract 1 from both sides. Okay, but where does the ceiling suddenly come from here? It's not in here. If we divide by L here, then this is x minus 1 divided by L, like this. And then, so k would be this term, this here. Where does the CL come from? Integer CL division reminder. Okay, but where is the ceiling coming from then? Where's the CO coming from? Loop counts how many chunks of size L you need to reach or exceed a boundary. How many multiples of L offset by plus 1 are strictly less than x? Iteration k. The loop continues. What is the largest integer k? Where this forces the ceiling? Okay, that's very mathematical, yeah. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I just trust the AI that this is correct now. I don't know it better. The result looks correct, so let's go with that for now. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I wonder, can we make this guy larger here? Oh boy. Vertex buffer backup. So yeah. buffer tiles. So that would be here 8 times 8, 16. Yeah. Let's just make this a single change here. Simplify loops. And this. Okay. Okay, so the question is, can we make this guy larger? Then we would need to do, so here we have x, y, init height data, x, y. Yeah. Num VB tiles. Vertex buffer tiles. Yeah. Yeah, okay, then how about we do how about we do int num full tiles x, full tiles y, and then full tiles. Let's put them here. Let's call this Vertex buffer tiles backup. How about we call it VB backup. Okay, and then here we do put this here. Then we do we take this same bullshit here, and this, and this. Then we take this, and then here we do m width, and here m height. No? Undefined. MP map, m map, get extend, get x extend, get y extend. So that should then exclude all the shit, right? Yeah. Okay, and then here we would take num backup time num vertex. Yeah. Then let's put this up here. So we have now VB backup, num vertex. Good. So this guy should now be pretty large. Let's see. Good. So this one is 10, 4, 10, 10. Okay. And then this one is 100 and this one is 16. Okay. Width, height. Okay. Okay, so this now, this backup should contain all tiles. I'm actually surprised that they are so big, that they are twice the size here. I wonder if it would be better if they were just 32 instead of 64 here. I don't know if there's a reason for this. Okay. Good. So this... Yeah. So visually nothing should have changed because it will just use now a subsection of this thing. Right? And as long as it's always larger, everything should behave the same. Yeah. Everything behaves the same. Let's open DEFCON map. DEFCON. Okay, so this works. That's nice. So now we need to change the way that we access the backup, right? And also And also, oh, um, so this is init height data. Yeah. Yeah, I think this will require this will probably require touching quite a few of things here and there. Yeah. Free index vertex buffers. We would need to reallocate this, right? So this guy. I think what we can do here is I would say we move this here and we move this here. And then we say if this is null, then we do this. So this guy, where's this called? Free map resources. I suspect this is called a destructor, right? Yeah. Then then So I would say here we say delete this and set it to null, and then here we remove it. Yeah, so that now this guy here is no longer recreated when this function is called in hide data when it already exists, because we expect it to not change female. We say here if mpmap is not pmap, then we delete it. Delete world height map has changed. Delete the vertex buffer backup. The height map data has changed. Okay, and then so we have now this thing created here, and now vertex, yeah. Okay, I think this looks good. Then the next yeah, need to allocate if data need to allocate, and tree buffer is not 0. What? Requested height map different from old one. Need to allocate. Okay, I don't know why there's this tree buffer check here. That's weird. Tree buffer not null. What the? Why is this here? I don't know. Mm. Mm. Let's ignore that. Good. Vertex buffer backup. Yeah, vertex buffer backup. Free map resources. Mm-hmm. 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 I think we can also do. We can also set these to 0 here. 0. Not that it matters much. Put that here. Turn 0. Good. Good. We probably also want to initialize these guys. Okay. Okay, what's the time? Oh, 3 hours already, almost. Time flies, doesn't it? Maybe we can merge some more changes here. Review approved. Let's see. So this one is approved. And this one is hero, the caching hero count. Okay. Okay. Good. Then optimize object is hero is cached hero counter. Perf. Is that a keyword? Perf? I think so. Let me double check. Guidelines. Perf. Perf would say we can make this perf contain optimize with cached hero count. So this goes into, by the way, this also should say fixes milestone is performance. Okay, I think that looks fine. Confirm. Okay, and this one here, this one is all in core, which is nice. Yeah. Good. I think we can merge this one as well, and then hopefully network still works. Yeah. Would be good. Refactor network. Replace manual size calculation with packed structs. Replace, let's say, error-prone packet size calculations with pre-packed structs. Replace error-prone packet size calculations with pre-packed structs. Let's say simplify error-prone packet size calculations with pre-packed structs. Simplify error-prone packet size. Net packet size calculations with pre-packed structs. Okay. Good. Then I would say no risk, no fun, and merge it, right? Milestone. Let's just say code foundation build-up, I guess. It's a big refactor. Simplify error-prone net packet size calculations with pre-packed structs. Okay. Cool. Then, well, maybe we just say with packed structs, because I don't know what pre-packed is supposed to mean. Okay. Yeah, well, I hope he tested it carefully. Yeah, network works. Otherwise, well, we will see it when players can no longer play this, right? Yeah. Good. Great. Then I will merge this now. And that's it. Yeah, good. Great. Then Good. Is there anything else we can say here? I don't think so. Good. Then I think I will end it here. Yeah, the next session we continue with the investigation here for the Vertex buffer backup. See how, if we can make it work. So basically the goal would be to get the, where is it? Yeah, so the goal is here to decouple the size of this guy from this guy. Yeah. And then I will remove this here. And then that we can keep this guy always in memory, and it can contain the whole deal or all the tiles. And I suspect that would be good. I don't know. Yeah. Could be tricky, maybe. I don't know. Good. I will end it here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.